Startup Podcast PH is co-produced by Y Spaces, Apiron, Tuala, Symph, Secuna, Red Circle Global, Maroon Studios, and Aim High. Check out our partners in the description. Welcome sa Stack Up Podcast series ng Startup Podcast PH, where we re-invite our guests to talk about their business strategies and how they became revenue generating. Andito tayo ngayon sa Y Spaces here in BGC, and we'll be interviewing part 2 na Agile Data Solutions, Hustle PH. And we have the founder and chairman, Jason Gagwan. Hello, Jason. Kamusta?
Hello.
Kamusta?
Ang ganda ng Y Space.
Oo, yan. Tsaka kasi yung huli nating interview, part 1, was pandemic pa yun no?
2 years ago, I suppose.
2 years ago. Medyo after pandemic, 2023. But nung panahon na yun, until ngayon naman, very unique actually si Agile Data Solutions as a market research company. Unique talaga. I mean, unique yung ginagawa ninyo. And
Kasi I think hindi siya unique in a manner that if you ask a person kung paano niya gusto makuha yung data niya, paano niya gusto makuha yung data niya.
Gets. Galing.
Wala nang gumagawa.
Yeah, oo nga, no?
Like siya unique idea.
Yeah,
actually. Talk to a market researcher or a business owner. Paano mo gusto makuha yung data mo? Siyempre, gusto ko na talagang diretso yung tao.
Yeah, kayo nga actually gumagawa ng ng totoo, ng tama.
Well, let's see.
Something like that. But anyway, sige, kung gusto nyo malaman ko ano yan, so mamaya, in a while, we'll, i-concretize natin yan. Pero Jason, siguro, simulan nga natin sa, ano nga ba ulit ang Agile Data Solutions?
So, yeah, yung Agile Data Solutions, we're a market insights, market research company. So, what we do is, Okay. Ang ginagawa namin is, we provide insights. Kunwari may companies, meron silang mga tanong tungkol sa customers nila about their product or about something that they would want to release or advertisement or whatever. We connect them to their customers. So they could, ask these customers. We gather the data and then we give them the data as insights and everything. So that's yun yung Agile Data Solutions. And we do the data gathering through our app.
Yeah, kaya unique.
Yung Hustle PH app.
Okay,
So we do our data gathering through that. So tina-target namin yung mga target customers and we ask them these questions.
Yeah, actually kaya unique tama nga naman. That's the best way on how you get research or information from your customers or insights from your customers. You directly talk to them. Pero I think traditionally, medyo iba yung nagiging way. Pero kayo, nakagawa kayo ng way for companies to actually do that, which is actually through the Hustle PH app na, sige, ano ba ginagawa sa Hustle PH app?
So yung Hustle PH app, it's a task and online survey app where you earn money. So what we do is, if you download the app, Hustle PH, may makita ka doon ng mga online, mga surveys, mga tasks na pwede mong gawin. So when I say surveys, for example, what shampoo do you use? What coffee do you drink? And you take a photo of that sa bahay mo. Yung mga ganun. Tapos pag mga task naman is, take a photo of the sari-sari store nearest you. Or yung aisle kunwari ng sabon sa malapit na supermarket sa'yo. So yung mga ganun. And then when you do that, dadaan yan sa sa verification system and everything. And if we see that, all of this are authentic and everything, we pay you a certain amount of money depende dun sa ginawang survey o ginawang task.
So basically, on the end of the customers, yung parang, yung users, yung consumers, pwede silang kumita ng pera pagka sumagot ng tanong dun sa app. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And actually, yung sinagot nilang tanong, yun yung magiging insights or information na bubuo ng market research for the company na inyong client. Tama. Yun siya, ganun siya. So, ang galing, no? I mean, nung narinig ko to, back in 2023, napasabi nga ako unique, pero come to think of it, it's actually the right way. And nahanapan nyo ng way para maging magkaroon ng business model at mag-operate siya, di ba?
Kasi, di ba? The thing is, our data is being mined. Mined siya for free. Normally, hindi natin alam na minamine. So, we just said that instead of, there are a lot of companies getting data from people na hindi nila alam, what if you just buy this data straightforward? Diba? Sabi namin, bibili namin siya, babayaran kita. So, it became, we became just like the honest platform.
Guess, oo nga.
Kasi yung platform, they get your data, but you do not know they get it, or you do not even know where they use it.
Yeah. Actually, yun yung tanong ko no? Parang in other, well, not to compare naman, no? Pero ano ba other ways, ano? And maybe other ways nga, kunwari, may data rin kasi mismo yung mga retail stores or yung mga consumer stores, ano? And then, nagagal sila ng data, ito yung binibili or kinukuha somehow for research ng mga companies na ito. Pero kayo, kumbaga, you do it directly, no? Na ano nga, may consent. I mean, may maayos na informed consent.
Lang yun, So, if you go to websites, go to different websites or apps, they also gather your data.
Yeah, yes.
Data kung ano yung mga interests mo, ano yung gusto mong bilhin, etc. And most likely, tatanungin nila yun sa'yo. Pero, ang sinasabi mo lang naman kasi, accept all cookies. Lagi ka lang naman accept di ba?
Yeah.
So yun, kami, we just do it more straightforward and share the money that we get to the people who give the data, di ba?
Yes.
So, yun yung, somehow structured.
Yeah. Actually, it's really, ito yung tipong mga startup na simple pero wow. Kasi, ba't di ito naisip ng ibang tao? Ba't, inaisip at nagawa nyo, kumbaga?
We are very lucky to be able to execute this in a space na may demand for it. Actually, moving forward, there's still a lot of exciting things that we're gonna do and everything. Pero probably we discuss the things that you wanna discuss first.
Yeah, sige, siguro muna tayo, Jason? Update, sige. So, mula ng 2023, it's now 2025, so 2 years. Ano nga ba mga nangyari? Anong mga updates, milestones?
Ano ba mga nangyari? So, umabot na kami ng 1 million users.
Wow, 1 million users. Sa app, no?
Yes.
Wow. Wait, sorry, are these from all over the Philippines?
Yes.
Okay.
Different age brackets, different economic classes, etc. Actually, this scale was also helped by our partnership in GCash. So right now we are the only money earning platform inside GCash.
Sorry, nasa loob na ba ng GCash to? Oh my God, sorry. Okay, nalate ako sa update, pero wow. Yeah, alin dun?
It is in the earn money.
Okay. So alam na natin ngayon na sa GCash yung earn money ay sila pala. Wow.
So that also helped in our kasi syempre GCash is everywhere.
It's branding and marketing at the same time.
Yes, and also an acquisition platform kasi sa dami ng gumagamit ng app may mga alam mo yun talaga ano pa tong earn money na to, and then nakakapasok sila.
I-try ko na nga ngayon.
Pero medyo mahirap mahanap, pero kasi GLife siya earn money.
Okay, sige. So sa mga nakikinig dito, hanapin natin sa GLife.
Yeah.
Earn up. But anyway, earn money. Anyway, sige.
So, yan. Tapos, nasa GCash na kami. We also, on the business end, year on year, we have been doubling our revenue. While yung profit margins namin or operational profit continues to increase also.
Wow.
Yung cost namin per transaction continues to decline. Pero inaasahan naman kasi in business like this, scale talaga is the solution for us. So, ang ibig kong sabihin is data that is needed by one company is also the data needed by another company. So, yung cost mo is just
scalable.
But you already solve it. So, yun yung kasi for example, pag may isang kumpanya nakita dun sa commercial nila na sinabi ng Agile Data Solutions na kaya 60% ganito ipapasok nila yung sa commercial nila ginagamit nila. So yung competition nakita, ba't di natin alam yung data na so kukunin din yun parang ganun nag-work. So yeah, that was also so yun, another thing also.
If I may butt in, sorry, ang gandang business strategy nun kasi yun yung kumbaga hindi ka sa side lang sa isang competitor dun sa market. You actually, all of them become your customers. So that's a very big win.
Kasi if you know that your, kunwari, kumpanya ko, alam ko yung competition ko is having insights and data that are having insights and data na hindi ko nakikita. Siyempre, gusto ko rin yun makita.
Yeah, grabe. So, parang, if I may give an example lang, soft drinks, kunwari lang. Diba? I mean, kaya mga commercial yan, diba? Dati yung Coke, Pepsi, ganyan. So, I think this is a easy example na they would want the same consumer data actually.
Correct.
Ayun. Hindi ko nasasabi na yun yung example pero this is just an example ng anyway.
Tama. So yun, meron kaming bagong product na nakabeta ngayon na i-release namin sa 2026. We call it Gia. It is journey-aware interview agent.
Mm.
So, ano siya? So, ngayon kasi, yung surveys namin ay, well, like an online survey. Alam mo yung may sasagutin ka, A, B, C, D, may check ba? So, ang nakuha mo kasing data sa ganun is, di ba? Quantitative. No? You get quantitative data. Ibig sabihin ng quantitative, alam mo kung ano yung gusto niya, hindi niya gusto, alam mo yung pinaka hindi niya gusto, etc. So, things that you can measure. Right? Tapos, meron din tayo tinatawag na qualitative data. Yung qualitative data, kadalasan nakuha yan sa mga interviews. Diba? Pag nag-usap-usap kayo, one-on-one interviews. Technically, nakakuha ka rin ng quantitative data sa one-on-one interviews. Kasi nalaman mo kung gusto niya eh. Pero plus, nalalaman mo kung bakit niya gusto yan.
Yeah.
Pero ang problema sa one-on-one interviews or focus group discussions, hindi mo yun ma-scale. Kasi hindi naman pwede kumuha na isang tao na makausap na lahat, diba?
Okay.
So yung Gia, ang ginawa niya is, we are developing, it's in beta stage, a chat agent that could be able na tinatransition yung mga online surveys into
conversational.
It's quite interesting. Probably I could show you in a while. It's quite interesting. So, ang maganda doon, nag-a-adjust siya dahil may data kami sa customers. Alam namin, for example, ang salita nito, Taglish, okay. Alam namin, kunwari na, kung estudyante siya, tatanungin namin, kumusta sa school? Or, mas contextualize yung conversation. So,
parang podcaster din yan.
Medyo. Mas galing ko pa rin. Hindi ko mapapalitan ng chat agent. Pero, ang interesting sa inyo, for example, ito, may study on paano ba nagbabago yung buying behaviors pag malakas. So, ang normal, yung chat agent, diretso na tinatanong sa kanya. Kasi alam na from past data na bumibili na siya ng in bulk. So, parang tinanong na, ngayon ba, mas bumibili ka, mas lumakot na yung buy in bulk mo? Or binibili mo na lang sa order? So, yung mga ganun. So, contextualized conversation. So, pero kaya mo yun gawin, yung one-on-one interview na yun, in thousands. And with LLM and with AI, kaya mong i-contextualize, kaya mong i-organize kahit free sentences and everything. And then you could now have quantitative data plus qualitative data.
Amazing.
So yun.
Kaya siya amazing beyond yung as you said sa AI, yung AI for like contextualizing. Yung scaling part nito kasi you don't need a person na mag-keep no knowledge na yun. Pwede mong i-replicate agad madali yung knowledge na yun sa maraming chatbots, chat agents. So, parang na-multiply mo nga. Na-multiply ka agad yung
journey nun was so fun kasi hindi kasi siya straightforward ng chat agent lang. Ang importante is you need to also contextualize on the situation. One thing na kunwari Gen Zs. Na tinatarget namin yung Gen Zs. Matandaan na si Orlin yung laho. So, ang hindi na doon na-capture is yung mga Gen Z pala, pag nag-text sila or nag-chat, hindi isang buong bubble. Parang pinutol mo.
Alam ko yun. Sorry, ganun din ako. Sorry. Yeah. Millennial ako.
Well, mga Gen Z. So, yun yung thing. So, pag may isang sagot, sumasagot ka agad kami. Kailangan namin
maghihintay ka muna matapos yung babo.
Kailangan mo nang basahin is that etc. Kasi apparently minsan tatlong paano sila mag-text.
So, interesting.
Interesting things. And nakita rin namin pag chat, mas masagot sila. Mas interested din namin.
Kaysa survey.
Kasi mas conversation na. And more context to it, kunwari kunento ko na, uy, di ba bumibili ka dati ng bulto ng tig 12 bucks or isang whatever, 300 ml, etc. Ganun ka pa rin ba ngayon? Then they get to answer more. Kasi parang, uy, kilala ko nito Para sige na nga, hindi ngayon kasi dahil naubusan ako sa sari-sari store na lang ako, tapos sa shay na. Yung mga so, quite.
Interesting. Ang galing. Tsaka ang ganda nung yun nga, na naaral nyo yung behavior, not just customer behavior, but yung behavior, how you will get that market research, how you will do that market research. Parang yung sa nga. Kasi, yung mention na yung maraming bubble, that's a very big thing actually, na observe, kumbaga, at kumbaga, na-adjust or na-adapt dun sa inyong AI chat agent.
Well, and also dahil matanda lang kami nalaman.
Para nga kasi differentiating that generations. Siguro pag millennial or maybe hindi naman purely millennial tsaka Gen Z. Siguro parang syempre bubuuin mo na yung thought and then tsaka ito type or yung Pag naisip, type ka agad ganun. Parang ganung behavior Naaaral yung ganun.
Well, hindi to connected sa anything. It's just like, I've read about this. Yung thought na sinasabi may nagpuputol-putol, actually, it's really a generational thing. Alam kung bakit? Kasi dati habang mas tumatanda ka, mas binubuo mo yung thought mo kasi you have less opportunities to delete it. For example, typewriter. Hindi mo ma-delete yun So, mas gusto mong buo yung thought. Yung panahon namin, hindi text, it's more emails and everything. Na hindi mo mababalik. Kaya gusto mong buuin yung thought. Pero habang tumatanda, kunwari, chat. Ngayon, yung pag nasanay ka na talaga sa chat, mas madaling mag-delete na.
Yeah.
Or pwede talagang putol.
Facebook nga, pwede mag-edit ngayon ng chat, bawat chat
Exactly. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just our random thought.
Anyway, sige, I mean, pero just to highlight lang, galing kasi talaga nung I mean, for startups, tsaka yung startup, so this is like an innovation, of course, and then yung thought of how to scale it. So, nung dati, na-scale nyo actually yung market research na kinukuha from the consumer by having it as like gamified, parang may bayad yung mga sasagot ng questions. And then ngayon naman, dito kay Gia is JIA, scalable siya kasi through the chatbot agent na pwedeng matuto, pwedeng mag-adapt, and then pwede mo siyang i-multiply since hindi naman siya tao, since it's a thing in the computer or in the So, parang two levels talaga to First, innovation. How do you beat the market? How do you disrupt the market? And second, how do you scale that disruption? So, I think, parang in a nutshell, that's like the flow and the process thought of Agile Solutions on how you, kumbaga, level up and beat the game sa market.
Well, let's see, kasi hindi pa namin rin So, I hope release namin, our customers would love it and our hustlers would love it. So, let's see.
Ayan. Sige, naman, parang just to, kung okay lang, yung, para mas ma-clarify lang yung parang business model na to, maybe dun muna sa yung consumer data nga na, yung gamified. By the way, nakita ko na, nasa G-Life, Earn Money, tapos yung ba dito, yung parang may tasks yung may reward. Sige, ulitin natin G-Life. So, by the way, sa GCash, explore the app, swipe right nyo, may G-Life dyan, and then may scroll down nyo, may Earn Money, and then, well, may jobs, may gigs, quick rewards, ayun. Ayun, Hustle PH, lalabas pala Hustle PH. So, sila to.
Yeah.
Tapos, well, kailangan lang, mag-proceed, register. Tapos, pag nag-register na, may mga tasks na pwedeng gawin. Paano mo makuha yung pera? Diretso sa GCash wallet. Wow. So, mga magkano ba yun?
So, depende, Ang normal survey, mga 5 to 30 pesos.
Okay. Per survey?
Per survey.
Gano'ng katagal ba yung survey?
Siguro, 3 minutes, gano'n.
Okay.
Tapos, pero kasi you can do it at scale. Tapos, ang mas lucrative yung mga on-the-go missions. Meron kami on-the-go missions where you go out, yun nga, take a picture of the sari-sari store or something.
Gamified.
Or another on-the-go mission namin is, kunwari may mga, test, kunwari ng smell test ng pabango or gusto mo ng test ng pagkain kung masarap. So yung target customers namin, para sinasabi namin, if you go to this place, then, do the smell test or whatever, we pay like 500 pesos.
Parang, okay. So example na naman, yung Coke or Pepsi. So, uminom ng Coke, describe yung lasa, parang ganun ba yun?
Parang ganun, oo. So, pupunta mismo para makatulong sa R&D, diba? So, normally, pag may bagong amoy yung isang bag, check gusto ba nila to? So, papuntahin namin kasi hindi naman pwede online yung amoy. Diba? So, yun yung yun yung mga missions pa na yun.
Question lang, parang ito bang model na to or ito bang maybe yung even yung pricing, nag-iba ba siya along the years para like ma-adjust sa, parang napansin niyo ba na mas maraming gumagamit pag taasan yung yung bayad sa kanila, ganun?
Yeah, so dahil platform siya, it's really a supply and demand thing, diba? So, kung kunwari, yung client gusto niya mas mabilis makuha yung data, then kailangan niya magbayad ng mas okay. Diba? Kasi mas mabilis maubos yun So, it is a supply and demand thing. So, nagbabago-bago. I think it's more of dahil ang laki na ng base, matatapos yung project. Ang question lang is, or yung survey, kung kailangan mo 1,000 people, 2,000 answers, ang mas question is how fast do you want it? Diba? So if you really want it fast, then we need to spend a little more. Imbes na 10 pesos, gawin natin 30. Agawan yan. So,
Gets. Galing. So, kayo talaga yung bridge or platform
para
na...
makausap nila yung customer.
Okay. So, ano rin to? Parang sort of, yun nga, package din ba to for the client naman? For yung magbabayad naman for the research. So, parang, yun nga, nag-iiba-iba din yung price or yung package. Depende sa speed ba? Meron ba iba? Quality or something?
Speed, targeting. So, for example, kung ang gusto mong malaman, gusto mo i-target yung mga short-haired na babae, color, sabihin natin blonde. Diba? Kasi may special conditioner yung mga ganyan di ba? Medyo mas mataas siya na konti kasi it's a specialized segment diba? Or kung gusto mo ng mga tao na may dalawang anak na isa nasa college, isa nasa high school, na nanay, medyo, very targeted. So, it's a little more.
So, may base na rin kasi kayo, na alam nyo na yung mga yun. So, i-attach ko, connect. Galing, grabe. Okay. So, sorry, if okay lang din tanongin to, yung clients niya ba ay mga very big, or meron din mga small and medium? All are multinational and big companies. Okay. Kasi I think I think naman din, sila yung may power and capability to do that level of market research.
Just for everyone, we are also opening our service for free sa academe. No? So, yung mga college, university students para sa mga thesis nila, right now we're working with the Ateneo. So, kung may iba pa na, alam mo yan, may iba pang universities or students na gusto mag-try na service namin and use it for their academic purposes, we give it for free. You can contact us.
Okay. Naisip ko lang Jason, minsan kasi sa Telegram ko or sa Viber ko, may mga lumalapit, bigla mag-message, I think alam mo to for sure. Yung mga, I think I can drop the, bigla may mag-message na random person, tapos yung sasabihin na, scam ata to or baka market research din to, yung pwede kong kumita sa bahay, pag sinagot mo survey na to, totoo naman nag-try ako Sumagot ako, nag-star ako sa Shopee or sa Google Maps, tapos, minsan may survey, tapos bibigyan akong pera. So, pero yung sa inyo, iba kasi first of all, na integrate sa GCash. Tsaka, hindi siya kumbaga, mas may capability nga kayo na i-attach na dun sa current consumer base ninyo. Pero, are you familiar with that ba?
Yes, I'm very familiar. Yun yung number one, medyo hindi ka sure kung scam.
Yun nga
So, that's number one. Number two kasi, ang problema rin sa mga ganun, hindi yun market research, it's more of pushing you to do a task, which we also do rin naman. So that's also na...
Pero sa bagay dito, parang mas free yung mga tao to pumili din, diba, ng task.
Yes. Pero for me, if they want to do it, go. Ang takot ko lang talaga, phishing, gano'n. Kasi...
Yeah, true. Feeling ko nga more of phishing and scam yung mga kesa Sorry. Ako rin. Sorry. Ikat na lang natin to. Okay. So, ang main value proposition nyo talaga dito is market research na connected talaga sa customer. So, I'm just curious. So, is it the is it the access? Is it the price? Is it the accuracy? Parang why do companies choose you?
I think it's mostly the speed. And then the manner of how they could really dictate yung customer segment who they want to talk to. Kasi yung price, yes, we are cheaper, pero kasi mostly these big companies, they already have set budgets for it. Price is one thing, pero they go more for speed kasi, for example, yung a study that we do, we can do it in a month. Yung normal na market research will take 3 to 6 months. Tapos also yun nga, yung the manner how we give the data, yung data kasi namin, pwede mo talagang i-drill down. Yung raw data will be sent to you. Except, of course, yung what they call this, the identities of the people. Pero you would...
Aggregated siya
kung alam, ako data nerd ako, pwede ko mag-pivot. Pwede ko gano'n. Then sa ibang mga companies kasi hindi yun gano'n.
Nga. So, you give the raw data and even the analysis na?
Yes. Well, we give analysis, pero mostly mas magaling mag-analyze yung mga companies.
So they would the raw data.
Get the raw data. We also give our recommendations. Don't get us wrong. And we try our best for it. Pero mostly talaga, it's these people that are already smart, their business. So it's more of getting the raw data and somewhat siguro yung analysis namin, pero they still make their own decisions.
Yeah, but data is the new oil. I'm not sure if I agree to that, pero Grabe, napaka-valuable ng data for big companies.
Well, for AI especially.
Yeah, for AI din pala. Just to give lang din, more context pa. So, how did you grow the company talaga? I mean, and how did you earn talaga? I mean, tsaka to, diba? Kumbaga, I also want to ask, did you focus on a few clients or did you focus on like scaling or spreading to many clients? So, what was like really the strategy?
Okay. So, siya I would try to say that it is quite different on how to run a normal business.
Yeah.
Naman parehas lang. Pero kasi platform kasi. Ang thing is, meron kang dalawang pinapasayang group of customers. Yung sumasagot ng survey, which are the hustlers.
Yeah.
And also yung mga kliyente na bumibili ng data. Both of them kailangan masaya. Kasi kung wala kliyente, paano mo papasaya yung hustlers? Kailangan mo maglabas ng pera para bigyan sila ng task na wala nagbabayad. Kung wala ka naman hustlers, paano yung kliyente mo wala silang data ang kukunin? So yun yung parang yun yung balance na kailangan namin itiptoe nyo. Ang ginawa namin talaga is we are a bootstrap company. No, yung pera na kinikita namin, yun din yung ginagastos namin sa kampanya. There was a time na nagkaroon kami ng issue actually with cash flow kasi yung mga kumpanya may mga 2 months delay, 3 months delay. Kaya sa company, 14 months. So, for a bootstrap company, medyo mahirap siya. So, we actually joined the show. It's called The Final Pitch.
Anong year kayo ng Final Pitch?
Ano ba?
Hindi ko na panood to, pero sige panoorin ko.
2022 ba? Or
before pa nung interview natin. Before pa nung, okay. Sige. Okay.
I-check natin.
But yeah, The Final Pitch, of course.
So, dapat meron kang assistant na nagkapalit na AI. Para yung mga ibang podcast. So yun, sumali kami noon. Tapos, para kumuha ng, syempre, kumuha kami ng investment money. Pero sa totoo talaga, it was bridge money. Kasi kailangan ng pampasweldo kasi technically afford naman namin. Kaso lang hindi talaga nagbabayad.
Cash. I mean, walang cash.
So buti na lang umabot ako doon sa last day ng application. So last day yun, I kid you not. Tapos nakapasok kami. Tapos ang bilis kasi na pangyayari. Application next week, yun na yung pitch. So sakto doon sa kailangan naming timeline ng pagpapasweldo. So yun, nag-present kami. Nakuha kami ng investors. It was UBX. It was UBX, it was Paymongo, what do you call this? Si Way of Coin.
Alam ko na yung batch na yan. After yan ng interview natin, alala ko
yun. Yun. So yun. Pero itong hindi na kasi konti lang naman kailangan namin pera. So, hindi na namin tinuloy yung investment kay Paymongo and UBX. Ang tinuloy namin yung kay Way. And
coins.
Coins. And
bagong.
And we found him like a cool guy. So, tinuloy namin yung sa kanya. And then, yun yung ginamit namin pang bridge. Tsaka pang konting buffer na pera. So, sorry, nawala ako. Anyway, so yun, I'm talking about bootstrapping. So, yun yung one of the challenges ng bootstrapping. So, cash flow. Lalo na if your clients are big companies. Kasi, kailangan mo siguro mga 3 months, 4 months na palugit. So, that's one hinarap namin. Pero, ang ginawa talaga namin is revenue focus talaga kagad. Like, simula pa lang, we are already getting paying clients. We built our product dependent on what the client pay for us. So, pay us for. So, yun yung strategy. Ang strategy namin nun is, hindi tayo mamuhula kung anong bubuin natin. Ang gagawin natin is, kukuha tayo ng kliyente, we will try to, tapos naman na to, nangyari na to before, we will try to bullshit our way through it. And then, pag nakuha natin kung anong kailangan nila, hindi tayo matutulog, we will build it. Tapos yun. So, ang nangyari nun is, wala kaming tapon dun sa build cost. Kasi talagang, kung ano yung kailangan nila, yun yung Tapos, nagbabayad na sila diretsyon. Hindi kami kumuha ng mga free, whatever. Talagang, you need to pay. Tapos, it was more of ultra confidence lang sa mga clients. Hindi, alam mo, kaya namin to. Which, pero ang katapat naman nun, ginawa naman talaga na. So, we already, ang una namin client was a big FMCG. So, yun yung strategy is to be, tapos, pagbuhan naman ng mga hustlers, Facebook groups.
Talaga?
Oo, para, kunwari, shampoo users, nag-start kami na parang, yan,
sa mga hair care group, ganun.
Or yung mga college student group. Yung mga ganyan. Tapos, sinesend namin yung link ng app, etc. So, yun, it was really hustling. Talaga, walang pera So, yun yung goal. So, we did not overhire also. We started like wala kaming office, nagkaroon kami ng office after 2 years. So talagang tipid. Ano lang, gamitin lang natin, we just spend for what we need. Tapos, yun, until we were able to grow our client base, we also grew our hustler base kasi mas marami ka ng task. Tapos, yun, and then also becoming very strict sa, spend, very, very important, and margins namin. So, it was we always follow we always look at our margins and check on a per person basis, magkano ba yung binabayad natin per person? Is it really affecting us? And then,
ganun. I mean, okay. I mean, napaano ko to na kasi some employees are parang yung they really, kumbaga, mahirap makita yung kumbaga yung direct impact nila sa cash flow or sa revenues, but they are necessary to the company, yung mga ganun.
Sorry, I'm not talking about employees. I'm talking about yung mga hustlers. Sumasagot ng yung sumasagot kunwari ng survey. So parang every person na yun, very clear sa amin kung magkano siya. Kasi if you pay 20 pesos and you answer a survey, hindi yun talaga yung cost mo eh. Kasi dun sa 20 pesos na yun, for example, ang kailangan lang namin na data point na ito. So I spent X amount. For example, ikaw hustler ka, hindi ka masyadong active sa app. So I need to give you like a free survey na walang nagbayad. So that's 5 pesos
to activate.
So
get very engagement kumbaga.
Sobrang masinop kami dito sa pera, sa pagbabayad kasi
optimizing.
Optimizing kasi most of the time if you would look at different startups or tech companies, tech startups mostly lang naman ito. Ang pinakamalaking burn nangyayari sa customer acquisition. Ang laki ng burn yan, nagkasusad sa Facebook. Alam mo yan, magbibigay ng mga promotions. So kami, we ensured na as much as possible, zero burn. Though hindi may iwas.
Pero somehow may ganun pa rin kayo, diba?
May burn pa rin. Pero ang ginagawa namin, kailangan makakuha kami ng client to cover that cost. So pag nagpa-price kami ng client, hindi lang namin kino-compute yung kung magkano yung project. We also compute na, okay, to be able to maintain this base, we spend this amount of money. So, kailangan yung bayaran ng client.
Di parang nga rin, yun yung customer acquisition din somehow.
Pinapasok namin doon. So, pero yun, very masinop. We ensured also not to grow the hustler base ng sobra-sobra. Kasi hindi mo naman, nung simula namin, kung ito lang naman yung clients, hindi mo makailangan ng million eh. Diba? Kasi pag may million ka, mahirap yan pasayahin eh. Diba? Tapos ang dami magre-reklamo sa Facebook, etc. So, it's really growing steadily na paano ba to? Parang medyo micromanaged yung growth. So, yung clients pa rin, hindi ka rin kukuha na super daming clients kasi pag nasira ka dun, tapos ka rin, diba? So, it's like steadily, okay, ngayon, ano bang alam nating data market share? Sige, let's stick with market share and brand health. Yung mga ganun.
So, talagang, ang galing. Tsaka talagang kinokontrol nyo yung growth nung, yung two sides eh, yung clients, tsaka yung hustlers nga.
Yes.
So, not just making them happy, but even yung growth, not to ensure not to explode, kumbaga.
Exactly.
Hindi naman na makakontrol na.
Exactly. So dahan-dahan siya. Pero 2023, we got breaks with good companies na sumipa ng 2024. And then 2024 was quite a relatively good year for us. And going into 2025, yun, ito. Actually, we are happy na lumagpas na kami sa $1 million mark. So we're still a small company.
And how many employees?
17.
70. Wow.
We and well, ang maganda doon kasi ang margins namin is ranging at mga 70-75%.
Wow, grabe, laki na. So, malaki yun. Pero for a tech startup, I mean tech.
And also, well, what we're proud of is that with that margins, we're profitable and buhay kami. Alam mo yun, kaya namin, hindi kami parang kinakabahan o tayo pampasweldo. Kasi hindi naman nabaliw eh. Yung mga first years namin, parang
sweldo ang pinakamalaking expense sa isang kumpanya.
Totoo. Lalo ang first tech companies. Kasi sila yung brain. Diba? So, yun yung ano.
Pero you're paying premium eh. Usually, diba, pag tech kasi, these are unique brains.
Well, So the thing is, I'm very transparent to my employees that for sure they can get better paying jobs. Hindi naman magsisinungaling sa nila eh. Pero the thing is, I think they also saw the value in the experience in the thing that we're doing. And of course, they also have shares. Pero outside of it, I would not want to say kasi that we are, we pay the most kasi hindi naman talaga siya factual. But what we do is we pay fair. We try and we also try to give bonuses. So, ang thing namin is lahat ng extrang pera dapat binabalik sa empleyado. So, yung mga tao also, alam nila yung mga binabantayan nila yan on a monthly basis o magkano yung revenue na natin, magkano yung revenue.
Talaga ba?
Oo, kasi bonus eh. So,
Okay.
yun yung thing. So, or magkano na ba yung cost?
That's a nice model, Oo.
So,
parang founder sila lahat eh. Somehow.
Which they really are. Kasi we're 17 people.
Yeah.
Most of them talaga since the start nandun. So, it's really a birth of love by the...
Galing.
So, yun, no? Yeah, siguro, pag isama mo yung mga bonuses, yes, they're paid quite okay. Pero yeah, I think more than the money, they enjoy the story and kung ano yung nangyayari, ginagawa namin.
Actually, I think for I'm not that sure sa mga Gen Z rin ata. Parang maraming, I'm not that sure pero marami naman na beyond the money. Talagang yung yung part of yung being part of something impactful, of something na nag-grow, something na naging successful. That's a big compensation, kumbaga. Tama ba yun? Or
yeah. For me, I think yes, I suppose. Kahit feeling ko di lang naman Gen Zs, kahit naman millennials. Diba? So, feeling ko belonging in something that is growing and successful and being part of that is something shared through generations. Ang difference lang is, sa panahon ng Gen Zs, mas maraming opportunities for that eh.
So true naman.
There are more opportunities. So, they have now a choice to choose this path. And I'm very lucky to have those people. Kasi most of my employees are Gen Zs. And I'm very happy to have those people kasi these people are like super smart, smarter than me. Actually, ang ginagawa ko lang is I try to, just give them a safe space to be able to, have their ideas. And yun din yung maganda when you're profitable.
Galing.
Kaya very important na profitable ka. Kasi it also gives you some leeway to make mistakes. And
hindi stress.
and experiment. No?
Yes,
experiment and make mistakes. And that is very important for a team. Diba na, sige, subukan mo, okay lang, go, gawin mo. Kung sa tingin mo, okay, gawin mo. Do it in a smaller scale. Palaki. So, ito yung mga stuff. So, yeah.
Galing. Yun nga kasi some startups naka-rely sa investment. Pag may malaking investment money, yun yung pinang-experiment. Pero investment money is technically not yours eh. So, I'd rather have yung malaking profit margin talaga to start with na, I'm not sure, this is just my opinion na, well, you have investors naman pero kumbaga, para mas free ka nga. Kumbaga, mas free ka to play around and pag tama yung pag-play around mo, you will actually profit from that.
You're 100% correct. Sorry. We have one investor.
Okay.
Hindi namin tinuloy iba. And then he's more like an angel investor because the amount is not that big. But it helped us. So, that's why we love him. Wala rin siyang, hindi siya naikalam.
Pero, can you ask him for like an advice, ganyan ba? Or?
Yes, sometimes. Sometimes, like once or twice. So yeah, I should ask him for sorry. So pero yeah, so yun and the what do you call this? I think is pag investor ka kasi there is this pressure to be able to get returns.
Yes.
And wala naman mali doon kasi kahit naman kami gusto namin malaking profits na mabilis eh. Pero ang difference kasi sa ganun is medyo from what I see from friends mahirap yung parang for example sa amin we are growing really well pero yung growth na yun is it is paano ba to parang happy accident siya on the way hindi siya yung kailangan natin habulin to etc. So
palalong naglalaro
naglalaro or if you would look at it in another perspective the team is more product focused and service focused rather than revenue focused. Diba? So ang mas nagiging focus is paano ba natin mas mapaganda to? Paano pa mas mapabilis? Etc. And syempre naman, if you have a better product, sumusunod yung revenue eh. Diba? Rather than the other way around. Na pag hinahabol mo yung revenue, then you start to do like hacks. Like, sige, anong pwede natin gawin na hack dito para at least umakyat yung revenue? Which doesn't solve or improve your product. So that's another perspective. It's not 100% correct.
Yes.
There are a lot of companies that grow with investments.
Yes.
Pero for us, ganun.
Yes. It really depends. Yun din ang I mean, I think yun din parang for founders, you should really reflect on what you want to happen, what you want to do, and then, alin pat ba? Bootstrap ba? Or get investment money? So, or like Jason, bootstrap with an investor.
Oo. Kasi nakula kami ng pera.
ay, para matawid nga nung panahon na yun.
Oo.
Trust the digital future with Twala. Secure and tamper-proof digital signature. Electronic notarization service. And custom AI agents for intelligent document workflows. Visit twala.io to learn more. In today's digital world, your organization needs more than just technology. It needs a strategic partner. At Symph, we build web and mobile apps that drive innovation for startups, enterprises, and organizations worldwide. Visit symph.co today.
Protect your assets from bugs before bad hackers exploit them. And launch your products seamlessly with Secuna, your trusted partner in cybersecurity. Receive reports in real time and work with security experts to find bugs in your products before others do. Let's make your security our priority.
Anyway, ito pala, gusto kong tanongin din, although nakwento mo rin parang 2023, 2024, 2025, how you grew. Pero how do you get those clients nga ba? I mean, marketing, those companies, I mean, network ba? Or do you sell to them? Parang you really find them and then sell to them? Or basically, how do you get your customers na yung companies, not yung hustlers?
Okay.
Tsaka, I think, ayun, here.
Kung gano'n, I started from my own network.
Okay.
So, my whole, medyo nakaikot kasi ako sa career ko.
Mm-mm.
So, I was pretty old nung nag-start yung hustle. I was already like 31. So, graduate ako 22. So, I had 9 years of working. At 21 pala. So, 10 years of working. So, what do you call this? I worked in market research.
Mm-mm.
I worked in FMCG, telco. Tapos, pag nandun ka mga fields, I work in tech also. So, isa mga ganong fields, yung mga competition mo, kakilala mo rin eh. Kaibigan kayo eh.
Actually.
Diba? Kasi classmate mo yan eh. O diba? Or ka-org mo yan eh. Diba? Kasi sabay-sabay lang naman kayo umakit eh. So, yun yung na-develop from there. And then, nung paglabas ko, nung tinayo namin yung Agile Data Solutions, it is more of, okay, we already know who to talk to. So, medyo nalagpasan may first barrier. So, ang next barrier mo na lang is to convince that person. Pero at least kilala mo na siya. Meron siyang konting trust sa'yo. So, that was the beginning. Pero ang kasunod na nun is, okay, pag natapos mo na yung network mo, ano yung sunod?
Yes, exactly. That's the question. That's a big question.
So, dyan naman, ang ginawa namin is we joined a lot of organizations. So, for example, we joined Morris. It is the market and opinion research group in the Philippines. So, sumali kami doon. It was a good venue to, number one, I think more than networking, dami namin natutunan doon. And then also networking to understand sino ba talaga yung mga target clients, etc. We also join events like Digicon. We just joined a couple of weeks back. We've joined for 2 years already. So to be able to meet clients. And also, well, word of mouth is strong also. And
pero word of mouth yan from big company to big company. Grabe yan.
Pero pag sinasabi mo kasi big company to big company, parang wow. Diba? Pero sa totoo, yan? It is dun. One person.
Yeah.
Nakipag-dinner siya dito with this person. Tapos tinanong, saan yung dito magaling dito? So, parang ganun lang. Diba? So,
which is yung mga ano ba yan? Anong department? Like market research department ba usually mga yun?
So, depende. No? So, iba-iba. We are most of the time hindi namin kausap yung market research.
Okay.
And, kasi yung market research department, they have really trusted partners already.
Yeah.
No? So ang nangyayari is, pero kami kasi we give like unique insights eh. So ang mas na interest dito is yung mga brand managers. Yung mga nag-handle nung
true product owners din
parang mga product owners kasi sila okay, itong market research, ito yung mga binibisan data pero I need to know more.
Yeah, true.
So these brand managers, research and development, kasi sila yung gumagawa ng product. So they sales. Yung sales team kasi, ang trabaho na sales team, for example, for an FMCG is distribution, right? And most of the time, hindi accurate. They are measured based on their distribution, which is measured by different market research companies. pero hindi ganun ka-accurate yung base doon. So, parang hindi, gusto namin yung pwede mo makita yung raw data. So, yun, they also tend to like us. So, yun yung mga departments. Most of the time, people think it's procurement.
Procurement?
It's true, yes, pero yung procurement medyo late stage siya. Kasi yung procurement, kailangan mo siyang daanan to be accredited. Pero mas maganda kasi kung meron ka talagang business sponsor. So,
gets.
Procurement is very important because sila yung baseline of coming in. Pero you need to have a business sponsor. So, ito kasi most of the time sila yung tutulong sa'yo through procurement. So, I don't know if that helps some people. Pero yun yung way.
Yeah, actually, ako, yeah. Another question, no? Kanina you mentioned na yung parang value proposition ay yung speed, tsaka yung parang pwede mong targeting, Nagbago ba yun over the years when you talk to clients 2023 up to now? Kasi parang maybe iba't ibang companies, iba't ibang value yung gusto, or along the years, along those 2-3 years, baka nag-iba yung gusto nila. So, or hindi naman.
So the core message, yung speed, yung targeting, or we call it like accuracy. Speed, accuracy, and price. Yun naman talaga yung main messages. Pero through the time, na-hone yung messaging namin. Kasi syempre nung linalabas namin ito, I don't know if some, founders dito, pag bago yung kumpanya, you're quite insecure about yourself. So, pag nagpe-present kami, sobrang galing namin dito.
Ano yan?
Diba? Parang gusto mo i-prove na magaling ka sa
okay.
Diba?
Akala ko imposter syndrome, pero parang opposite pala.
Hindi naman. It's more of when you present your product, you want to overcompensate and tell them that you are good at everything.
Okay.
No, pero as time goes by,
mga founders.
Diba? Hindi kasi insecure ka, in love ka dun sa produkto mo. So you would want to put the best foot forward, tell them it's good at everything. Pero as we move forward, it becomes, you hone it kasi you understand, wala naman silang paki.
Yes.
So, kailangan mo lang itindihan kung anong importante.
Kung anong gusto nila, yes.
And then just focus on it. And remember, I suppose also it helped in our messaging na, kasi nung nagsisimula ito, ako and even the team, we see the company as an extension of ourselves, which it is. Baby namin to. Pero it is good kasi it pushes us to really, fight for it. But it's bad in a manner na if we hear negative things about it,
masakit.
We become, actually, okay lang masaktan. We become defensive. Parang sabihin, alam mo, dapat hindi ganito. Hindi, tama yan. Kasi which is wrong. Kasi yun yung nagbabayad sa amin. Diba? So, yun yung mga nag-hone ng messaging namin. Yun yung mga na-hone sa messaging namin through.
Oh, galing ah. I mean, ito nga yung mga actually, these are the the entrepreneur scars and how you become stronger, no?
I suppose. I hope so. We are strong. I hope so.
Anyway, speaking of that pa rin, yung ngayon yung mga clients nyo naman, how do you keep them? Kasi, I mean, you need to keep them, or, I mean, it's good to keep them, So, meron ka ba share like on how you kept these clients? Lalo na itong clients na to, ito yung mga, syempre, project to, diba, ng malakihan. So, it's really good to keep them over the years. So with regard to that naman, yung parang retention or parang pagre-repeat nila.
So I think the baseline of it, may pinaka-baseline case to be able to give the service that you have promised. I think that is the most basic thing. When you say it will take X number of days, it should take X number of days.
Promise.
When you say that this is the price, huwag ka mag-adjust sa gitna. Alam mo yun? So,
no hidden charges.
Diba? So yun yung pinaka-baseline. And I suppose all companies naman know that. Kasi that's the baseline of doing business. Then after that, ano yung extra? So for example, replying sa messages, we try to ensure na at least mabilis talaga as fast as we can. No, so to be able to reply, that's number one. Number two is to be able to cater to what we call this, to special requests of within reason of our champions in a company. So we try our best, and then with that also, another thing also is try to continue to remember we give data, we give a service. It is not about us. So yun yung una kasi before we are very interested to show data, to show insights, etc., etc. And then, to the brand manager. Pero or to the business owner, whatever. Pero what we understood is that we are a service used by our champions for them to look good. So, for example, a brand manager or a salesperson will use our data kasi gusto niya pagharap niya sa boss niya, makasabi siya ng magandang kwento, magandang anything. So, it's not about us. It's about empowering these people. So, that's also one thing when we put out our product. It's not about having the best deck. It's not about having the best insights. It is about giving our results in data in a manner that would be useful to our champion. Kung paano niya gagawin din yun sa presentation. Kung paano niya, and then to be able to give that in that manner where he or she could be able to not manipulate, but to be able to get the insights from that. So yun another thing. And then, I think one interesting fact also is that, I think for yung mga nag-B2B, one question also on retention is, paano kung umalis yung champion mo?
Okay. Yes.
Yun yung another thing. So,
clarify natin na by champion meaning yung parang kinakausap nyo dun.
Correct. POC.
Okay.
We use the word champion kasi yung POC is one thing, yun yung kausap mo. Pero yung champion, siya yung talagang gustong-gusto ka sa kumpanya. Yun yung nagsasabi na kunin natin yung Agile Data Solutions. Yun. So anyway, ano mangyari pag umalis siya? So, alam ko, di mo tinanong, pero I'm over here.
Yeah, go.
So, paano kung magre-retain sa kumpanya, di ba? So, we had some transitions. We've been in the business for a couple of years, so we had these transitions. Ang pinaka-importante is, number one, you should not lose contact muna dun sa tao niya. So, ensure na alam mo kung saan siya pupunta and everything, kasi that's another lead. Okay. Pero second is, you need to be able to be in the handover. Kasi normally yung mga suppliers, whatsoever, hindi yan masyadong na-handover na maayos.
Yes.
Kasi ang nangyari, handover may mga tasks, etc. So, ensure that, alam mo yun, kinukulit mo sila, medyo na, sino nang kakausapin natin, can we have a 30-minute call with you and the new person, etc. No, wag nyo hayaan na lumagpas yan. Kasi, lalagpas yan, lalo na if you're, a small supplier or whatever. So, you need to be able to go into that meeting and then to do the transition. And then after that, to be able now to develop the relationship with the new person. Pero you need a handover.
Talagang sa meeting nung handover, andun kayo, suppliers?
And I mean, like, for example, Agile Data Solutions, okay lang ba that we have a meeting with you, the new person? And of course,
okay.
So it is very important to do that. Hindi lang pwede na hahayaan mo lang na umalis siya. Kasi pag nangyari yun, lalo na if that person di ka naman kilala whatsoever and you are a small supplier, a small business, ma-sweep under the rug ka. Yung pinaghirapan mo ng ilang taon, mawawala yun.
Yeah, interesting.
So handovers are very important. So yun yung retention, I suppose retention techniques namin.
Tsaka actually, yun nga kayo ay supplier actually, supplier kayo ng market, ng data. So, kanina lang, ibalikan ko lang sa procurement kanina, kasi procurement has to choose yung mga suppliers and has to, actually, parang may mga minsan yung may, di mo certification, pero parang, kailangan, accreditation, mga ganyan. But anyway, may two things, kasi I work ngayon, if I may share din, if I work sa startup ngayon, and, yung sinabi mong two things kanina na nag-keep ng retention, yun din actually kinikip dito na parang principle in, B2B retention din, actually. First is yung, para kasi kayo, dun sa champions niyo, parang kayo yung weapon nila, weapon. No? So, kayo, ang role nyo is hasain yung sarili, maging all the best. And ang term na ginagamit namin dito sa companies, yung reliability as a weapon or as a tool, no? So, reliable kayo So, kayo lagi mabalikan for good, accurate data, for good, accurate insights, good, accurate market research. So, with that reliability, kayo yung babalikan. And second, I think ito yung feeling ko na may miss to at na-overlook ng ibang mga tech startup founders. Yung sinabi mo na kailangan mabilis mag-reply or parang I would label that as parang keeping the relationship, diba? Yung dalawang yun, yung reliability tsaka itong yung maybe parang speediness to respond. Trust building the trust between businesses. And when I say na feeling ko na overlook ng ibang tech startups, I want to emphasize tech startups kasi yung ibang tech startups nasa scaling agad yung isip, nasa nasa how to automate, how to scale. Na-overlook yung parang human factor na you have an account, you have a client that you need to talk to as a person. You need to relate to, And kaya ayun, I believe malaking bagay na namimiss ng ibang tech startups yung pag-hire or pagkuha sa team ng mga talagang magaling kumuusap with customer relationship, kumbaga. Tama ba yun? What do you think about that?
No. You are correct. So, remember na you talk about big companies, etc. Pero sa totoo, tao yan eh.
Yes.
It's 1-2 people. Diba? A company may have like 10,000 employees, 100,000 employees, but hindi naman yung lahat relevant sa'yo eh. Even the CEO, hindi naman yung relevant sa'yo eh. Meron lang siguro sa'yo 3-4 na tao dyan na relevant. Diba? So, yun yung importante, I suppose. When we look at like our clients' businesses, we also look at the humans that are really relevant. And then tama yung sinabi mo. Kasi once you see that, then you know how to develop a relationship, etc. Pero madali kasi sabihin developing a relationship, right? Pero ang developing a relationship is not only like, oy, barkada, hi, hello, diba? Hindi naman siya ganun. A real relationship is based on what you call this? Based on parang may laman yung relationship, diba? So, kagaya ng sinasabi mo, yung reply, hindi mo pwede yes, will reply ASAP, diba? Magre-reply ka talaga ng tama eh. Ano bang gusto nilang marinig? Kasi
hindi AI.
kasi yung replying to people, it is not about giving them an answer immediately. It is about telling them that, nagsalita ka, narinig kita kagad, kasi importante ka sa. Diba? Ganun siya nag-work eh. Hindi naman siya yung tipo na, kaya ka nag-reply na mabilis, hindi naman dahil kasi gusto niya na kagad, malaman ka. You want that person to feel that he or she is heard immediately and her voice is important and loud para sa'yo. So, yun. So, automation probably might be an issue in that case. Kasi, di ba, parang, I think it doesn't make you feel special, I suppose. Or feel
robot kausap mo eh.
Not all the time.
Of course,
kasi may mga bagay na kailangan mo lang naman, like basic answers.
Yes.
Pero especially if you're starting a relationship with the new client, it's very important. I suppose the main insight is to make that company always feel heard. And yeah. Okay. Sige, medyo na to, mag-1 hour na tayo actually, sa side lang ng I just want to ask the side naman ng hustlers. Yun, how do you retain them? Or bukod sa pera, bukod sa bayad ka sa kanila? So again, babalik tayo dun sa pinaka-baseline. Pinaka-baseline talaga is yung pera. Okay. So I understand it's not everything. Pero kasi yung pera eh.
Yeah, true.
Just like you are going to work because you are paid your salary.
Yeah.
Diba? So, pero hindi lang siya pera in itself. Kasi marami naman mga apps actually that pay you money. So, yung pera na yun, number 1, should be fair. Ibig sabihin ko anong sinabi mo. Pangalawa, ibig sabihin, pag gusto nilang kunin yung pera, kailangan mo ibigay. Kasi may mga ibang mga platforms na hindi siya ganun ka-transparent. At least, so, it's very important sa amin na if you want, withdraw the money that you've earned, you could get it immediately. That's why we partnered actually with GCash. To make these things, faster and more seamless. And then, number 3 also is to be able to engage them in a manner that hindi lang sila tagabigay ng data sa'yo. Para talaga kaya in our case, ang ginawa namin is we have mascots. Meron kaming Tita Honey. Tapos meron kaming Tito Pedro. So yung hustler base namin, and even if you go to the missions, it's mostly si Tita Honey talking to the people and Tito Pedro talking to the people. And then, you've somehow, they somehow found yung mga conversations is more personal, I suppose, or at least mas may humanity rather than ang kausap lang nila kumpanya. So that's one. Number 2 is we also connect with them through like Facebook Live. Meron kaming once a month na parang Facebook Live.
Talaga?
Nagre-raffle lang kami.
Talaga?
So mga
okay yun. Hindi, yung raffle okay yun.
Para lang sila masaya, alam mo yun. So para siyang parang sagutin niyo yung ang thing is may para siyang ano yung palabas na nagtanong kami ng 100 people ganyan.
Yung ano ba to? Yung kay Ding Dong.
Yun.
Ano ba?
Doon namin ginaya. So, yung kay Steve Harvey, yun.
Actually, Steve Harvey, yes.
So, yung, kasi kami, we can poll people. So, yun yung mga...
Family Feud.
So, parang we ask 1,000 people kung anong paborito nilang
galing
upuan. Yung sobrang weird stuff. Kulay ng upuan.
Ganda. Sali nga ako.
Yung sa Facebook Live, parang magchat-chat sila. Yung una mag-chat or pang-5 chat. Yun yung So,
sali nga ako dyan.
Masaya siya.
Okay.
So, the people get, engaged there, some.
Ito ang galing kasi yung market research nyo, yun yung Family Feud di ba? Okay.
So, yun. Pero syempre dun sa games, it's more fun. Yun nga, paboritong kulay na upuan. Or paboritong kulay ng, basta mga weird stuff.
Ay, sorry. Pwede ba na supplier ng Family Feud?
Pwede.
Anyway.
Anong gusto mo i-supply sa amin sa Family Feud?
Hindi, anong tanong?
Pwede.
Try masagot nila.
Oo, pwede. So, yun yung mga stuff. And also, I suppose kahit mabagal, kasi alam kong hindi namin nagagawa mabilis eh. Pero, pag lumag, yung mga chats namin sa mga tao, we try to really answer na totoong tao na hindi AI. So, medyo tumatagal. Pero, yun, ginagawa namin yun. Both sa Facebook or sa website. We really try to answer or emails and everything. We try to personally answer. The team personally answers. Ang sa akin yun, ang sa akin naman yun is para tuwing may problema, ramdam ng team na ito talaga yung problema kasi kinukulit sila.
Totoo yun pero gets yun
Kasi if you get an AI or whatever to do that, because personalize yung response mo, yung mo.
Hindi kayo ma-alarm.
Oo, tapos parang makakainis na siya. Parang ba to? Ano ba nangyari dito?
Hindi mo feel yung
okay. Mas may emotional.
Okay.
Though hindi siya scalable, I suppose. So, as we continue to grow, probably a part would
agree.
So,
agree.
Anyway, so yun yung mga tinatry namin na bagay to maintain the retention of our.
Galing. Tsaka saya, yun nga, dahil malaki profit margin yun, nakapag-play around kayo, nakapag-experiment, and then these things that you're doing are actually unique. Yung Facebook Live na to, I mean, it's mukha siyang nagpa-raffle lang kayo, pero it's actually also like a matter of engaging your community,
Yes. So, we try our best to do that. Our marketing team is like full of talented women. Actually, really.
So, sila din yung nag-live, sila din yung
yes, sila kumukuha sila ng
okay.
So masaya sila. They also did Tito Pedro at Kita. The interesting thing is you remembered yung kwento ko niya si Gia, right? So ang ginawa namin kay Gia, meron kami isang version ni Gia na lahat ng mga marketing posts and communications kay Tita Javi, yung mascot namin, in-upload namin para meron kaming personality na Tita Javi. So, para siya magsalita.
Gets.
Ito si Tita Javi. So,
okay.
So, pag release namin yung Gia, yan yung mga aabangan ng mga hustlers.
Pilipino siya, Filipino.
Para siyang tita. So, parang nagtataglish, gano'n. ang kaya namin naisip si Tita Hani, kasi ang gusto namin personality is yung tita na favorite mo na, alam mo yung kukunin ka, tapos bibigyan ka ng 100. Alam mo yun, parang, ito. Or, sayo ko nga kay tita. Kiss mo si tita. Ay, parang gano'n, di ba? Pag Pasko,
hassle yun
kasi pipigyan ka nila ng pere. So, anyway.
Ayun. Okay, sige, medyo patapos na tayo, Jason. Grabe, 1 hour. Dito, medyo nasagot po na kanina. Inaano ko lang yung structure ng
Yes.
Medyo nasagot mo na kanina, pero ito, parang thoughts lang on bootstrapping and getting investors. Well, nasagot mo na kanina, pero could you have done it a different way or no? Or parang what do you think happened if you got investors, or talaga bang ito talaga yung path para sa inyo?
Okay. So, actually, nung nag-start kami, we actually tried to get investors. Kasi yun yung path yun yung alam namin na path alam to get investors. Pero walang may gusto mag-invest. So, so yung bootstrapping namin actually, it was not like, we're gonna go here bravely and do this with the money.
Okay.
It was more of, pare, walang may gusto sa mag-invest. Sige, pero maganda idea. Ituloy na lang natin, kumikita pa tayo ng pera. So, parang ensure na lang natin kumikita tayo ng pera. So, for the first year, actually, we've spent a lot of time talking to investors and everything, but, well, no one really invested. Probably, it was also good. Pero in hindsight, niisip ko, I think it would run better. Kasi naisip na, one of the things kasi is, if we got an investor, yun nga, we would be pressured to do things na for revenue and profits rather than concentrating on the product, which also gave us revenue and profits, di ba? Pero, so that was one. Number 2 is probably, hindi kami mag-grow into the market. Mapipilitan kami na to really force fit ourselves and walang market fit, etc. Pero hindi ko rin alam. Kasi, with money also, we could be able to hire a lot of people, etc. ang pinaka-difference, I suppose, kasi is, saan mo ba gagamitin yung pera? There are two things naman eh. To be able to hire the right people and to be able to spend on marketing so that you would be able to jumpstart your revenue.
Or product development, or...
Yeah, that's hiring people, right? So,
okay.
product development, hiring people. So, ganun siya, di ba? It's just for two things eh. To hire your people and to buy
internal tsaka external.
Buy your clients.
Parang, okay.
Buy your clients and your hustlers.
Okay.
So, ang nangyari is, I did not get the money. We didn't get the money. So, we were not able to buy our clients and hustlers. It happened in a gradual space that we control. Pero, I was very lucky enough that even without investors, I was able to develop a team or create a team of really smart people, which I think kahit na magkano pa ibigay ng investor would not be able to buy this type of team. Kasi itong team na to, naswerte. And I think kung may pera kami, it would be a different scenario, I suppose. Kasi, alam mo yun, we would be a little more biased. Siguro we will get like older people, etc. But by bootstrapping and then with the story and with our challenges and everything, we were able to hire and develop really unique personalities na probably with investor money we would not hire. Pero dahil hinire namin sila, nakita namin, wow, these are like the best people.
Interesting.
So, in hindsight, I think what if I got investor money, it would be a very different thing. Probably it's better, probably it's worse. But with bootstrapping, what I know for sure is that I was able to create and develop the best team that we could have. And then, well, the clients and hustlers are also there and we're happy about it.
Galing. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, again, there's no correct answer. There's no, and you'll never know. Actually, you'll never know. But siguro ang mapapayo, ko lang, at from your, not payo, but parang takeaway lang is, it really depends on what you see, what you want to happen, and maybe your story, and maybe your personality then actually, the team that you want to form, but what path you really want to take. So, ayun. Sige, last question na, Jason. Future na lang. Future, aside from Gia, no? Actually, the question ko, as a company na nag-grow, is the growth, may tatlong paths usually technology, product development. So, I think kay Gia nga, parang mag-release kayo ng new product this 2026. Or, revenues. Yun ba yung target? Really to enlarge profit margins, increase the revenues. Or third, hire. As in, maybe baka mag-hire na kayo, I'm not sure, all over the Philippines kasi meron din kayong mga communities and maybe baka clients din in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So, ano yung parang path that you're taking, or maybe all, as a company?
Sa amin, we are really a very product-focused company ever since nung simula, kagaya rin ng kwento ko. So, it's really product-focused. Ang goal namin is to be able to hone our product. That's our future, continue to hone it, especially with Gia. That is the future. We believe kasi with a good product, susunod naman yung revenue.
Yeah.
Susunod yung client, susunod yung Pero if you're talking about, like, for example, business strategy, this 2026, we are trying to shift a little and move, so okay kami sa yung end clients, yung mga FMCG and everything. We are trying now to expand our services to agencies, to market agencies. So that they could, use our service.
Outsource. Parang, third party, kayo.
Kasi ginagawa na naman nila ito. May mga clients na sila. And with us, they can do it much cheaper. And then with Gia also, then they could do it at scale. So ito mga bagay na ito, this is on the business end. Something that we are doing also. And actually, we've started already this year, but we will continue to do in 2026. We want to be a tool, a tool also for market researchers. And then another hiring, no? So you were talking about hiring. Probably would hire more devs, pero not really that much. Kasi as you know, no, as you grow the team, hindi naman straight na mag-improve din yung productivity. So we will hire probably some devs. Pero if we're talking about manpower, brain power, what we're as I've told you, we want to give our services for free sa academe because aside from it is something selfish actually because we want to learn from them. These people are smarter, know the things, and then
Oh.
probably we could get more insights from them as they use our product. We would see, okay, a scientist uses it this way.
Okay.
A researcher uses it this way.
Yeah, good.
So then
nga, no?
probably it would also help us to be able to develop the product better to kasi, well, as I told you, my imagination is very limited. I'm lucky with a very smart team, pero 17 lang sila eh.
Mhm.
So we need to be able to get more nerds into the fold, so that's why we want to give the service for free for academia.
So ano rin siya, network din siya somehow.
Network and then learning from these people.
Yes,
that's correct, because
Tsaka,
where would you find the smartest people?
Yeah,
Of course, in the universities, right?
gets.
So yun.
Pero yun nga, para sa mga nagtithesis, di ba, nagsa-survey, karamihan, daming nagsa-survey. So, it can actually work together.
Introducing Aim High. Smarter construction management starts here. Monitor costs and progress with real-time insights. Plan ahead and adapt with streamlined scheduling tools. Make data-driven decisions to avoid costly delays. Increase efficiency and profit with Aim High.
Running a business? Make it smarter with Red Circle Global. Streamline operations, boost productivity, and manage everything in one powerful ERP system. Book your free business demo today at redcircleglobal.com. Guided by one of our top experts.
Ayun, sige, grabe. Maraming salamat, Jason, sa ating conversation. More than 1 hour na tayo. Ano na lang, if our listeners want to know more about Agile Solutions, baka may hustler, or baka may company, may product owner or procurement, let's say, or anyone. So how can they contact you?
They could go to the website. So, or you could just search sa Google, Agile Data Solutions, or you could search also Hustle PH app in Google or whatever, and then you'll find the links there. Yeah, we medyo okay naman ata kami sa SEO, I suppose, though it's nothing is paid, but I hope you show up. But yeah, you can download us for hustlers who would want to earn money, share their thoughts, etc. Or, just try the Gia app, the Gia service once it's released in 2026. Please download us. We're in Android, we're in iOS. For companies who would want to try our data, etc. And we haven't reached out to you yet. I apologize because we tried to reach out to almost
talaga?
all. So, kung hindi ko pa namin
Cold emails.
Oo, yeah. Sa mga events, right? So, yeah, hindi, what they call this, then I apologize. Please go to our website. If you're someone we've already talked or emailed to, I hope na mas na convince ka from this podcast that, you would start replying to us. We're very excited to hear from you.
Speaking of events lang pala, plug lang natin. So, magkakaroon ng very first event ng Startup Podcast. And by the way, partner Agile Solutions.
Yes,
Mula nung and Agile Solutions will also be part of the event. They're gonna be actually a fireside chat speaker. So yeah, let's learn more from them. Actually, team ng event na yun is getting your first customers. So I think we'll learn more than how Agile Solutions gets and retains their
customers. Can they go also,
yung
mga viewers? Is it an open event?
It's an open event, pero actually mapupuno na yung slots kasi
so register.
So ayun, mag-register na kayo. Dito yung event mismo sa Y Spaces. So dito sa kabila, it can house up to I think 70 people. So parang 60 na yung nag-sign in.
Yun, so 10.
May 10 na lang, so mag-register na kayo. So, ayun, and by the way, mga for startup founders, by the way. Pwede rin naman yung mga marketing ng mga companies, but parang we prioritize yung mga founders, owners, and ayun. So, thank you again ulit, Jason, and thank you sa pagbiyahe pa dito sa BGC, and ayun, grabe, isa akong, actually, wala nung I talked to you before. Unique pa rin for me ang ginagawa niyo.
Thank you very much.
Ayun, so thank you din, Jason. Thank you. And salamat sa mga nakinig. Salamat. Thank you very much to our 61 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskLexPH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. Argum AI. Make smarter decisions by presenting both sides of an issue as argued by two distinct AI models. Pixel by ePlayment. Turn content into opportunity, grow deeper connections, and earn more. Only with Pixel. Sign up at pixel.eplayment.co. School of Profits. Filipino-led community for aspiring freelancers, VAs, agency builders, and online earners. Built to help you start, grow, and earn online together. Founders Launchpad, our ecosystem partner. Early stage accelerator providing venture capital funding, operational support, and mentorship. Hire Business Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Agile Data Solutions, the Philippines' fastest growing market insights tech company with its data gathering platform, Hustle PH. Smile Checks, streamline hiring and onboarding with automated background checks. Cloud CFO, cloud accounting service provider for businesses ready to grow. Cloverly Tech, all-in-one digital platform for property developers. Body Beaties, accessible and personalized diabetes self-management application. HKB Digital Services, tech-based business tools including payroll, ticketing, and loyalty rewards. Hyperstocks, digital banking enabler for rural and thrift banks. One CFO, CFO services, bookkeeping and tax, and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. Unawa, driving digital transformation with secure, legally enforceable electronic signatures and robust AML compliance. School Tech, all-in-one AI integrated school and learning management system. Better Support, a Manila-based BPO company. They have a referral program for people who can bring in new clients. You might know a Western-based business that needs better support. Britanna, enterprise-grade ERP solution that fits the small and medium business budget. Wonder Brand, data science-driven brand strategy and design for emerging markets. East Point Business Outsourcing Services, one-stop shop for streamlined business solutions for MSMEs such as business registration, bookkeeping, and more. DiviCode Technologies Incorporated, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and wellness programs for you. This episode is powered by Stugbodok, JIA Engineering Solutions, Alcacon Aquafeeds 1LJ, Grey Wolf Technologies Philippines, Pareto Consulting, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Pahatid PH, Wistless PH, Tech Tribe, Yay, Uplift Code Camp, Board Prep, Dohe Philippines, Edfolio, Hive Rooms, Sirius MD. Support the podcast through the links in the description.